What's going on, guys? D-Fresh coming at you with a nice little test hand video. We're going to be doing some test hands with Swordsoul Tenyi deck I've been rocking. But for the last few weeks it's been pretty insane. Going undefeated at quite a few events. And yeah, let's just hop right in, get some random hands and kind of see what this deck can really do. I know it's not the most popular right now, and honestly it's kind of falling in popularity to birds and then Vochadon and whatnot, but honestly I think it's a really good deck still, and it's only getting better. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our first little test hand. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, I threw Protos in the main deck. It was too good not to play, but yeah, this hand's okay. Obviously having like 2 utility cards is always a good thing. So I'd actually probably just start with the Tenyis because it helps you play through more. Go ahead and activate Adara, link it off, and then we'll normal summon Moye, reveal Protos. And if they're playing PK, they probably scoop here. But yeah, you know, Moe effect. Do 1, 2. Drew another imperm. That's fine. And then we probably add Longyuan in here. So you can either choose to Protos, or you can choose to go for the Barone. Game 1, obviously I'd probably still just go for the Barone, even though Protos is really strong against some decks. I would still go for the Longyuan here. And I always value the Longyuan over like Blackout. I think on Barone is much more important than just like having Blackout to pop 2, because Barone can let you follow up and Blackout doesn't guarantee that. So yeah, let's go and activate the Longyuan, summon the token, and then we'll go right into Barone. And then we burn for 12 and set. Honestly, you don't have to set the Chalice. I think 4 interruptions is usually good enough. You can hold the Chalice just in case, like for their turn, and kind of bluff like a nib or like another hand trap. But yeah, it's pretty solid for the first test hand. Nothing really crazy to say about that one. It's kind of your bread and butter play. So yeah, let's just move on to the next one. You guys could just let me know in the comments what you think about Dragon Circle, because we are rocking the Heavenly Dragon Circle. I think it's really insane. I actually just did a video discussing the Dragon Circle and Small World in this deck. I've tried both, and I think both have their own applications and both are really strong. I just think the Dragon Circle is too good not to play. So yeah, let's go ahead and do test hand number 2. Wow. Alright, so this actually works. Ashuna with any of the other Tenyis is combo, and obviously like having these is really good. Kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, you just start with Ashuna, summon it, go into Monk, and then you summon the Vishuda and do your Ashuna effect. You will summon out the Adara from your deck, and then from here you just go into your Chi and go ahead and Chi effect. You can grab Longyuan here and then add back Ashna and go into the Chengi, or you can just add the Blackout I actually think Changing is like super underrated, so I think I would probably go for the Changing here. Use Adara, add back the Ashna, and then activate the Long Human effect, and then just go into the Changing. And burn for 12. This is pretty solid. I mean, this is really good. You're probably safe enough with this, and then you have the Tenyis in your grave for follow-up. This is probably the standard like Tenyi play. This is kind of cool how this worked out, and you got to see like the standard Swordsoul play and then the standard like Tenyi start. So pretty neat. If you have any questions or if you see something that probably could have been better, because these are just kind of on the fly, I had some time after work, so I decided to record this video because I know a lot of people are kind of struggling with where to get started with the deck, even though some of the lines are definitely pretty linear. This deck can be pretty explosive, and knowing like some basic combos and seeing like some random test hands of what the deck can generate off of little to nothing, it's a good like bookmark for you to like check back on and see where you could have done something different and so on. So let's do test hand number 3. Circle, Valor, Long Human, Emergence, and Adara. So this is actually pretty solid too. You could play around Droll, because I know Droll is actually kind of popular in the main deck right now. Especially like the in-person or the remote regionals and stuff, and I'm sure it will be for the remote YCS coming up. So probably just start with the Long Human. Just to play around the Droll. Burn for 12, and then you Emergence, and you have to go Taya here, which is fine. And then you would just normal the Taya, use the Taya effect, and summon the token. And then here you can actually use the Adara to add back the Long Human. And use those to go in your Chi-Shao, do 1-2. Here you can actually banish the trap from your grave and get like a free search off of the circle, or just use that as a free pop for the circle. Or, I mean search. And then that would make Taya be able to dump Ashna, which can summon a. Yeah, let's just see what that looks like. It seems pretty good. So we're gonna do Chi-Shao 1, Taya 2. Taya's gonna dump the Ashna, and then Chi-Shao is actually gonna banish Blackout. And then Blackout will generate a token. And then here you can activate the Ashna. We'll go ahead and summon. Adara's already used his turn, but we'll go ahead and summon it anyways because it's good follow up. And then here we can actually just activate the circle, attributing the token from Blackout to search a worm. This could honestly be just about anything. Probably get follow up. You could go for the Protos if you want to banish your Chi, which, I mean, obviously against PK that would be a better choice, but here we'll just grab the Moye. Is probably just the best option. And then this circle will allow us to get a free Tenyi on our next turn. So there's a lot of follow-up here, which is what I really like about incorporating this into the deck. It's very strong. And then you have this isn't the best, but there's tons of follow-up, and you have 3 interruptions, which is pretty fair against most decks. So yeah, another really strong hand. Shows off a little bit of what the Dragon Circle can do. This card is so good. Definitely vouch. If you want to learn more about this card, I did do 2 discussions over the card and kind of how it interacts with the rest of the cards in the deck, so 100% recommend watching those. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I definitely appreciate all the new support. This is a new channel, and I love seeing all the new guys coming out and sharing their knowledge and giving me feedback. Let me know what I can do to improve the channel. Definitely looking to grow and give you guys the best content I can possibly come up with. So yeah, let's get into test hand number 4. Yeah, so this is actually like really crazy. If you're going first, even going second, this can play through quite a bit with the Tenyis and the long unit. This is really good. So here we'll go ahead and start with Ashina, and then I'll go ahead and activate the long unit to ditch the Adara. This is just to play around with random hand traps and stuff. We'll go ahead and make the Barone on the 4th summon. And then burn for 12. Now we can go into our Monk. And here we can do a number of things. Honestly, this is really solid. Probably, I kind of want to show off Shaman, since you've seen a little bit of everything in the last test hands. So, I think we can do both. So let's go ahead and normal summon Taya, use the effect. And then we will go ahead and go into our Chi Shao and do Channeling 2 Taya. And we're gonna dump the Moye and go ahead and search out the Monster Reborn. So this is just kind of going crazy, like all out. See what we could do, what we can make as much as possible. So yeah, here you could activate this, bring back the Moye, reveal the Emergence, summon, and then actually go into the Boxia. Moye will draw a card. Wow, well, this is what I was going to search off of the Emergence, but now I guess the Emergence is just follow-up. Yeah, that was really good. So now we can use the Shuna to summon out Adara, and if you didn't have the Ashina, you could just use Boxy's effect to pop Monk and bring the Adara back in grave. But might as well just keep as many resources on the field as possible. And then now we can go into the Chow Fang. which is a really good card. And now go ahead and activate Adara, add back Ashna, and then Emergence for Moye. That will be our follow-up. And now we summon Protos. Banish. I want to keep the Adara engraved, so we'll banish these three. And some Protos called Dark, and now they can activate the effects of light monsters. They can't special summon darks. You have an Imperm and a Fleur. So yeah, this is really good, and obviously like really good follow up with this and Adara. This is kind of just going super crazy, and also like it did play through a decent amount too. So yeah, this is a really good test hand. If you're not main decking Protos, I think you should give it a shot, even if you're not doing like a local event, just because I think Protos is good going second too into a board. It's fine, and obviously like blind calling Dark if you want to. Like it's not a play you even have to go for, but I mean, you just always have that option. And if obviously if you hard open the card, then you can just blind call whatever if you want to summon it. I think it's worth it. It's good at like breaking through boards, and if you do get Scythe and you don't have like you're out, then like Protos is kind of your backup plan, and you want to play through the Fog Blades as best you can if you play against PK, and resolve the Protos, because that's what's going to keep you in. So yeah, let's do one more test hand. Alright, test hand number 5. So we got Desires, Ash, Ashna, Donna, and Desires. Okay, so this is probably the worst of the 5. This is fine though. We can... Let's just start with Desires here. The other Desires can maybe be used for like Boxia Pop or something. We drew Ecclesia and Moye. Alright, so this is pretty solid. Go ahead and check out what we banished real quick. So we banished both Adara. So that's pretty much it. Not the end of the world, not the greatest. It's fine. So definitely just start with Ashna here. Go into the Monk. And then here I would actually normal summon the So I'm thinking through like playing through like Impermanent Veiler and stuff, and to do that you need like a Tenyi, Moye, and Taya. So this is essentially that. The only issue is you would have to banish the Ashna out of the grave in this sequence, because you drew the Moye instead of the Taya, so you have to summon Taya off of Ecclesia. So it might have actually been better just to start with Shatana, since you don't really need this one. Yeah. So just start with Shatana instead, since we'll be summoning the Taya. Well, I guess I didn't know. I didn't know I was gonna draw all of those, so we'll go ahead and just play it out like I messed up. So we'll go ahead and just still do this play. just so you can see what it looks like. We'll do Ecclesia effect. Summon the Taya. Taya effect to banish the Ashina. And then this is what I was talking about. If they imperm you here, then you would just go into Shaman, and then discard Moye for Shaman's effect and summon the Moye, reveal the Tenyi from your hand, and keep playing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But we'll just play through like nothing got stopped. Oh, 1, 2. You know, I guess it didn't matter that we banished the Ashina, since Taya can dump. So, yeah, I guess it ultimately didn't matter either way. So, we'll dump that, and then we'll search the Longyuan. We will activate Longyuan, ditching. We could actually still do the Shaman play, but you just wouldn't be able to activate Barone and give yourself protection, so it's probably easier just to not do the Shaman play and get greedy. So just keep the Moye in hand. And then make the Barone. Burn for 12. And then here we can activate the Ashina. We did banish both Adara, so we would just summon the Vishuddha here. Probably just leave the Vishuddha on board and set this and kind of bluff Blackout. So we have 3 interruptions here and somewhat follow-up, not the best follow-up honestly. But Barone can always summon back the Taya from grave on the standby phase if it survives. Yeah, I mean, it's solid enough honestly for most decks, unless they open the stones, which, you know, if they have it, they have it. For this test hand, you actually probably could have done the Boxia first, and then summon back the Moye from grave. But yeah, you can look at the video and kind of interpret it how you want. This was just kind of a quick run through of test hands of me playing the deck. Kind of go through how I think through my plays, turn 1, game 1, most of the time. Kind of visualize how things play out and play it kind of how you want to play it. You can use some of the plays I made or make your own, kind of adapt to different scenarios. Obviously this deck is totally different going into boards. This deck is honestly more fun going into boards. I enjoy going second, which is good because I always do dice rolls, but yeah. The deck is super fun, and I hope you enjoyed these test hands. It was a really fun video, and I hope you share it and you watch the next one. Steve Fresh, signing out.